PJ was telling us that he's kind of sick and tired of hearing the Fire Nico chants. Just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely not pleasant to hear, but I can't really comment much on that, to be honest. I don't really want to comment on that. So,
how do you guys? No pressure to comment on, obviously, but how do you guys go about just kind of tuning that out in the locker room? And like, what's the message from coach about that, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we're professionals, and our job is to come out here and perform regardless of the circumstances that we're in. We get paid a lot of money just to play basketball, so for us, we have little things like that may be distracting and whatnot. It shouldn't affect us. We're professionals. We're the best at what we do in this sport, so distractions are going to be there, and we got to be able to move forward and move past them and not let those affect us.
PJ kind of said the offense was terrible throughout the game. You guys had 23 fast break points in the first half. I think that was the most throughout the season. I think you only scored like 5 in the second half. What was the difference between the two halves in terms of getting out of transition?
Yeah, I just think the third quarter really hurt us, to be honest. If you look here, we lost the third quarter by 16 points. So, that's going to hurt us when we come out of the break like that with no energy. Just us as a group, we have to do a better job. We're already down a lot of guys, and we need to provide that energy for ourselves. There isn't really a lot of reinforcements coming at the moment, for this game in particular. So we got to leave it all out there on the floor, and we got to come out with a better sense of urgency in that second half to start at least. And we won the fourth quarter, but that third quarter is what lost us the game.
Is it hard to create that energy when there's not much time to get a breather there on the bench just because you got so many guys coming in and out?
You could say it's more difficult, but there's no excuse for that. So we have 8 guys, and those 8 guys need to provide energy. So it's tough when we don't have as many, but we can't sit here and say that we didn't win the game because we don't have enough players. It's not an excuse. That's not acceptable. So
how good was it to have PJ back out there?
Oh yeah, it's great. He's obviously a phenomenal player for this team and provides a lot of problems for the opposing team offensively, and defensively as well. So, it was good for him to get out there, and 32 minutes in his first game back with 29 points is pretty impressive, for someone of his caliber, especially. He's such a great player, and so we expect that. And but still, great to have him back for sure.
Even so, you're still undersized out there. How tough is it to put up a wall against teams?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We're not necessarily the tallest team, and that makes rebounding and rim protecting a little bit more difficult. But again, you can't sit here, come up here and sit here after every loss and say, hey, we're not tall enough to win games, right? So that's not acceptable, and we're still just gonna, move past this and go forward and continue to try and win as many games as possible, because at this point in the season, every game matters, especially for seeding. So,
Max, what helps you mentally reset after a game and then get back in the game the next day?
I think first and foremost, reevaluating, yourself, how you felt you could have done better, what you did well, what you want to continue to do. I think film's a big part of it as well. Sometimes we'll watch it as a team. Sometimes you'll watch it individually with coaches or individually on your own as well. I think doing that it's really just a lot of self-evaluation. And then, you go from there. You obviously keep continuing the things you did well and find things you want to improve on. And, every day is a new day, in the NBA especially. So.
Does it help to get away from the game, though, and come back? Mentally, personally, like what do you do?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't take what happens in this arena and bring it home necessarily. So when I leave the arena after this, I'm not going to necessarily be hard stuck thinking about the game. There's already enough stress in this to deal with that. So you need to be able to compartmentalize the game, and there's a time and a place where you need to lock in when you step through those doors, and then when you leave, there's a time and a place to enjoy yourself, but also staying locked in on other things as well.
Just to follow up on that, there's a lot about this business that people don't necessarily understand. Coming to a new city, I think Jason Kidd mentioned you're in a hotel maybe. Just talk about, the mental toughness that this situation has kind of presented to you, and how you think it's going to help you as a person in your career. Like, what are you learning from this moment in Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, getting traded is never easy. One thing I've learned throughout this process is how easy it is to use excuses. And I think you know, for me personally, there's a lot of excuses that I could make, you know, about this whole process, right? But for me, it's just important to continue to focus on what I can and be disciplined. I think that's the most important thing. You know, coming to a new city and staying in a hotel for a little while and trying to figure out your teammates. There's all excuses you can make that are half true, but at the end of the day, you know, you're not being real with yourself, right? So you still need to be a professional. You still need to produce. You know, that's what we get paid to do. That's what we're supposed to do as professionals in this game. So it's tough for sure, but there is no, you know, you can't use that as a fallback when things aren't going well. So
What was working for you offensively tonight or today? How
Yeah.
can you kind of carry that over into the future?
confidence was there today for sure from the work that I put in, and shot was falling. I thought, you know, when I needed to be, I was aggressive towards the rim as well. I didn't think I forced anything necessarily. I rebounded the ball really well. So my confidence was there, and I was just a lot more physical, a lot more assertive, and that just, you know, when I'm in that kind of mode, it leads to a lot of good things for me.
Earlier, you said a lot of self-evaluation. You just talked about today, but what areas of your game would you say has grown the most in Dallas, and what area would you say that you're continuing to work on the most?
I think, honestly, for me, since I've been here, at least when I first got here, especially, just my assertiveness and confidence and aggressiveness was there, and that's something I've been working on, you know, really a lot of my life, and especially this season too. So, you know, I had a stretch when I first got here that I was super confident, aggressive, and assertive, and things worked out well for me. And then I had a stretch recently where I wasn't so much, and you could see that reflected in my play. So today was a great step forward for me, just kind of moving past that, having that confidence, having that aggressiveness, you know, to catch and shoot, to playoff closeouts, just to make the right play. And now for me, it's just continuing to do that, you know, and be consistent with it. So today was a great step in the right direction, and I'm all about progress over perfection, and, you know, today was great progress. So
Good.
thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt.